Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Haven't made a video in a while. Not that I have not been interested in making videos, just been a little hectic the last month. I think my last video was actually out, I would say just after St. Patrick's Day, so probably over a month ago. Wow. Just truthfully, a busy time in life. My Monday to Friday day job is actually at a hospital in Southern Ontario, and it's been a little crazy, as you've probably seen on the news. I won't get into all that, but yeah, interesting times. So wanted to put a little video together, maybe show you a couple, well, I'll show you a coin, as you can probably see that's on here, but show you a couple bills that I have in my collection. Canadian bills, they're all Canadian bills. And then maybe possibly introduce you to a concept that I'm thinking of making for some of my next videos. Oh, dropping my pen in the background here. So thanks for taking a watch again, and for all those who've watched my previous videos, really appreciate it. If you do have the chance, I'll say those words: like and subscribe. Thank you. And if you don't already, check me out on Instagram. I try to post something, if not every day, every other day. It's usually a new piece of gold or silver. Well, lately it hasn't been as much gold or silver, but a lot of coins. I have a huge coin collection. Most now I probably collected on my own, or people have given to me. My family, my dad, my grandfather had a great collection, so they've sort of passed that down to me. So every day I'm trying to post something, either a coin or some of the paper money that I'll show you today, or a piece of gold or piece of silver. But yeah, let's get into it. So the first bill I want to show you, that for a lot of Canadians, I mean, this is pretty common. Most of us remember this, but it's a Canadian $2 bill. This was printed in 1986. So I won't tell you how old I am exactly, but I was very young when this piece of money was made. I was alive, but just barely. I was born at the end of 1985, so you can guess how old I am. And I do apologize for my background here. Not the nicest, but this is one of the boards I like to use when I'm taking a good look at coins. So you have your $2 bill, Queen Elizabeth on the front. And I'll show you in nice and closely, if you can take a good look at there. It's actually a really good piece of money for the 1980s. Really well designed. So Queen Elizabeth is on the front here. The Canadian Parliament buildings in Ottawa is on the right hand side here. $2 bill. On the back you have, pretty simple actually, but really timeless design. Canadians will instantly remember this. This is a perfect $2 bill, so it pays to hold on to these. It is in crisp mint condition. You can see a couple little watermarks on here. Getting them nice and close for you. This is the American Robin. And yeah, 1996, Canada took this $2 bill out of commission and replaced it with what we call nowadays the toonie. And I don't have a toonie on me here. No, I don't have a toonie with me. But the toonie is what we call our $2 coin now. And it has a polar bear on it. And it started mintage in 1996. So that is bill number one. Bill number two is a $1 bill, also with Queen Elizabeth, a little younger looking Queen Elizabeth on the front. $1 bill from 1973. Whoops, I'm losing my microphone here. So a great design as well. Maybe not as in-depth as the previous $2 bill we looked at, but I'll bring this a little closer for you. Oh, I keep dropping my headphones here. So you have your $1 bill, Canada's coat of arms, which was updated during Queen Elizabeth's reign in the late 1960s, is over here. And then on the back, so we have Canada's Parliament buildings on the $2 bill here. This is actually the Ottawa River in Ottawa, and it is the backside of Parliament buildings, and here's Canada's Parliament buildings up here. So this is the Peace Tower. Actually built, the original tower, I believe, was called the Victoria Tower, and they replaced it after a fire I believe it was done in the early 1920s with the Peace Tower, and that was to honor the men and women, I guess, who fought in World War I for Canada. And if you go there now and take a tour, you can actually go up there, and at the top of the Peace Tower, they will show you all the dead soldiers who have been honored, who gave their lives for the country of Canada. It's in a big book. They change the page, I believe, every day at 11 o'clock, and really great way to honor the soldiers of Canada. So the Peace Tower, and then in the back here, this building, which has actually just been updated or fixed up a little bit, is the Library of Parliament buildings. And if you ever have the chance to go in there, it's just chocked full of books, and really cool when you go on a tour. So that's bill number 2. Bill number 3, we're keeping the spirit of Queen Elizabeth alive, and this is from Canada's Centennial year. So this is a $1 bill in pretty good condition. It's in circulated condition from 1967, featuring Queen Elizabeth II. 1967 was Canada's Centennial year, so its 100th anniversary since Confederation. Canada became a country, technically speaking. It was celebrated July 1st, 1867, although I believe the documents were signed before that by what we call the Fathers of Confederation, a group of men that worked to have Canada established as its own country, the Dominion of Canada, and that group was led by Canada's first Prime Minister, John A. Macdonald. So here's our symbol of Confederation, this stylized maple leaf, Queen Elizabeth on the front, and we'll just take a quick look at the back, and what do you know? Canada's Parliament buildings again. And so I believe this was called the Victoria Tower. Let me see if we have a good picture here to compare. So the Victoria Tower was actually replaced by the Peace Tower, which is much taller. It burned down, I believe, following World War I, and was rebuilt as the Peace Tower, which is much taller. So this is Canada's Parliament buildings again in Ottawa. If we're looking closely, the east and west block, these two pieces of the building are still there. There's actually a grand library. We saw at the back here, and this tower has been replaced with the Peace Tower. So a taller version of what you see here. Another great dollar bill. So this one looks very much like this one. So very similar in that the style did not change, other than this was the printing from 1954. And this was the special printing from 1967, which was Canada's Centennial year, 1967. So you don't see that on the 1954 bill. Another great bill. And we'll just look at the back quickly. So we actually have a picture of Canada's prairie provinces. I'm not too sure exactly where this is, but this is most likely Saskatchewan, the province of Saskatchewan, or the province of Manitoba, maybe even Alberta. Just a typical prairie scene in Canada. And we actually have two here that are the exact same. So I'll skip over those. And from 1954 as well, you have a well-loved $2 bill So very much like the $1 bill, you have a similar design on the front, and on the back you have, I guess, a country scene. I'm actually not sure where this is, but a typical countryside scene in Canada. None of my bills here have what's known as the devil's face. So when the design for Queen Elizabeth was first drawn up, you'll see here on the 1954 bills as well as the 1967 bill, there was a little piece of Queen Elizabeth's hair, and I'll see if I can get a link to it on Google that I can share on my YouTube description, that actually looked like the devil's face within Queen Elizabeth's hair. And they quickly realized that and actually reprinted the money. I don't have one of them in my collection. Now, having said that, if the right deal comes about, I will add that along. So, one last one to look at. 1937, his first year sitting on the throne. A young-looking King George VI. This is another well-loved bill, but one of my favorites just because it has the king in it. So this is from 1937. This was his first year reigning. He was on the throne from 37 after the abdication of his brother, King Edward, and he sat on the throne until 1952, until he passed away, and his daughter, Queen Elizabeth, took the throne from him following his death. So if you look at the back, very much, I guess this is like that typical Lady Liberty you see on a lot of bills, or possibly even Lady Britannia. I'm not too sure, but if you know, please let me know. Paper money was an interesting concept. It was, when it first came about, they were more sort of promissory notes. The bank couldn't give you the fine metal at the time, like a silver piece or a nickel piece, or potentially even a gold piece. So they gave these promissory notes. They designed them really beautifully with really nice art. And it basically took the place of real money. And as you know, real money are coins. And people didn't really like it, but they thought, hey, if we design them really nicely and say that it's official, people will accept it eventually. So yeah, a few of the pieces of paper money in my collection that I'm super proud of. For me, I think it just looks awesome, and something that I will keep for a long time. I wanted to show you a quick coin and sort of prepare for where I want to take some of my next videos. And for those of you in the coin collecting world, or specifically Canada, you've seen this coin. This is the Canadian Voyager coin. And you're probably wondering why I'm showing this one. It's from 1968. 1968 doesn't have much significance. Oh, I'm shaking my camera there, but it's just a tip-off point. So what I want to do, and sort of the heart of my collection and the heart of my history telling, is through these particular coins. And I've really worked hard, inherited a few from my family, have bought a few recently, and basically buy the coins from 1935, when this Voyager silver dollar started, up till 1967, when they produced the last circulated silver dollar, starting in 1968. And that's why I'm showing this one. It was struck in nickel, but I thought I would take, maybe the next few videos and really showcase my silver dollar collection. Between those years 35 and 67, and sort of give you a bit of history of Canada, as well as showing you some really cool coins. And I think even if I don't have the greatest videos, or I don't articulate all that I'm sort of thinking, I think my mission sort of with my videos is to share the history of Canada, the history of coin collecting, and just show some really cool coins as well. So thank you for taking a view of this video. I will be back shortly. I think I'll do about 4 or 5 videos on my silver dollars, my Canadian silver dollars, and I should have that out for you guys very soon. Thank you so much for taking a watch. Take care.